What happened? What happened? Did you hit this or something, dog?
What happened? Am I going again?
Oh, okay, no, we on.
No, but I'm going.
We on. No, we on. We live. We live right now. www.dbnebmusic.com. Your boy Ken Mustafa with NEB House Classics and Sunday Night NFL Hip Hop Mix. We got Gabrielle Williams, her first debut here on NEB Videos. Your host Gabrielle Williams, and we got a very special guest here tonight. I'm telling you, she's going to bring it out of you. But right now, if you're listening, www.dbnebmusic.com, click on the Ustream link, okay, and they'll bring you right in. I want a special shout out my boy Kevin Detroit on my back. I told you I'd get you on the phone call. I know I'm going to work with you on the video and all that, but right now I'm a little busy, but I'm going to shout you out, homie, because I like you and I like working with you. Big shout out to my man Kevin Detroit on my back out there in Cali. I mean, out there in Detroit, all right? So, wow, without no further ado, we're going to get ready to go into this thing right here. I'm going to let my hostess take it over. I hope you enjoy her because this is her debut. We got the sensational Gabby Williams.
Hey,
all right.
What's up? My name is Gabrielle Williams.
Wait 1 second. All right. Okay, now you're good to go. I'm sorry about that. You know.
No problem. My name is Gabrielle Williams, and here we us at www.dbnebLive.tv. It's going to be our first airing. I'm going to be interviewing every other Saturday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Established artists, new and upcoming artists, athletes, authors, screenwriters, anybody willing to step into my land and take me on. All right? So, a very good friend of mine is in the studio with us today. This is a good dude. This dude is good. He's been through his struggles. He's hit rock bottom, or almost rock bottom. He's hit the pit, and he's come back up. He is the author of such books as Dirty Game, Bad Girls for Life, and the one that everyone knows most,
Be more careful.
Be More Careful. In the house today,
Lift the mic up.
in the house today, we have Mr. Shannon Holmes. What's up, Shan?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? What's going on with you, man?
Nothing, chilling. I'm in Gabrielle's lair.
Okay, yeah.
Glad to have
Just
you
stay
in
where
here.
you are.
We brought you in today because I hear that you got a couple of projects going on I want to talk to you about. Got a couple of things to add to your resume.
Yep. Stepped into the film realm. You know, we're filming, in the process of filming a first feature film called Hard White, and that's what we're doing right now.
All right, so Hard White, is this going to be following a novel?
No, actually I did it backwards. Versus me, you know, movies are usually made from novels to movies. I did it backwards. I did a movie to a novel. So the novel will be dropping like next month.
Okay. And are you still in the progress of shooting your movie? When will it be completed?
Yeah, we should be completed about a month or two.
Okay. Any famous people? Any up-and-coming actors?
No, we just went the route of trying to break new artists. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, who was Denzel before Spike Lee had him? That's my point. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's a lot of new up-and-coming, not artists. I mean, actors, talent, whatever you want to call them, that, you know, looking to get some exposure. And those are people we're looking for, hungry people. So that's what we're dealing with.
Absolutely. Well, let me backtrack a little bit because although you and I go back some years, a lot of people out here that may not have read your books, and we want to get them on to your website, shannonholmesmedia.com. You can find his books there. You can find some trailers there. We're going to put them out and plug them for you today also. But we want to go and encourage you to go there and pick those books up. How actually did you start your inspiration to start writing, and where did you start writing?
Well, for those who don't know, I started writing in prison. I was serving 5 years or something like that, and I just met a guy, chance meeting, met a guy in a prison yard who had written 3 books, and just talking to him, I knew that I was, you know, I can't say more smarter than him, but I thought I was more intelligent than him. And I just tried to figure out what he knew that I didn't know. I was a long-time reader, you know, first-time author, and I just took a shot. You know, at that point in time in my life, my girlfriend left me, my dog bit me, and nobody was writing me. So I said, I'm going to write myself. You know, write a long letter to myself, which turned out to be More Careful. at that point I had no formal education to speak of as far as like going to school for writing or even have written anything in my life prior to that. That was the first thing I written. I dropped out of Evander to sell crack, and here I was, doing time again, and I was at my, I didn't want to do the things that I was doing that led me to jail because I kept getting incarcerated. My luck didn't run like that. I wasn't put here to be the biggest, I wasn't put here to be the biggest drug dealer, man. That wasn't my calling in life, Unfortunately, I was, able to figure it out before it was too late, before something tragic had happened, to me and to my life, and that's basically how I got my start. And I just, wrote my book, and let the people in prison read it. For all those who don't know about prison is a hateful place. They don't want to see you. The people in prison don't want to see nothing positive happen for anybody in prison. But what I was smart enough to do to them was I had them catching my mistakes in my book, and I used that spitefulness and that hatefulness against them. When they would tell me I made a mistake, I would correct it. And, because they wanted to tear me down, but I wouldn't be torn down, you know what I'm saying? So I just, used their negative energy against them and came out with something very positive, and it changed my life, you know what I'm saying? I like to say, man, I went in jail as a criminal and came out with a career.
And who says the haters don't have their place in our life? We love the haters. The haters provide inspiration. So instead of shunning your haters, this is a good classic way of saying, let the haters in. Draw the inspiration from them because they will lead you to where you need to be when all else fails. Now, back to your movie, Hard White. What was the inspiration for that? Where did that come? Was that from your history? Was that from someone else's history?
Well, I lived that street life, when I was little. My mother used to always say, Shannon, all you want to do is eat, sleep, and run the streets. And, some of the things I write about, some of the things I did, so now some of the same things that feed my family. So, Hard White came from, a ton of experience because I believe you only can write what you know of. So this is a lifestyle that's not far-fetched from my former lifestyle. And Hard White came about because, Hard White was like our first venture into movies because we have been getting so many bad deals over the years, 10 years, nobody was coming right with them numbers. Right. So we said, to myself, man, I'm going to buy my own equipment and I know I didn't know enough to film a movie myself, or I formed my own team, hired my, skilled people around me, and I said, there's no better place to learn but from experience, you know what I'm saying? Being on the set, like, it's people that been in this industry for like 20 years, 15 years, and they ain't got no feature. They got 100 shorts, and they ain't got no feature. So I didn't want to listen to the people that said, you can't do this with this amount of money, because I've been hearing it, but I said I can do it. Who says? Who says I can't do it? So I was smart enough not to get locked into that school ideology, because I hadn't been in any school. So I hadn't been in film school, and film school didn't taught me that I can't make a film for $15,000, $20,000. That's what they teach you in film school. You need this, you need that. And I was like, nah, why I need that? I can do this and I can do that. I didn't want to focus on what I didn't have. Instead, I chose to focus on what I had, and which was a lot. My starting point was greater than a lot of other people's starting point from the same position.
Okay, that's a good look. Do we have that trailer queued up? We want to share some clips from Hard White, the movie, still in progress shooting. Do we have it queued up? We will have it queued up in a second. It's almost ready to go.
Yeah, and you got to speak up.
We'll have it queued up in another moment.
No problem. I got that right now. I'm sorry for the delay. Of course, this is the experimental phase that we in. So, but we have the Hard White right here. But Shannon, before we even get into that, can I ask you one question, man? How long have you been doing this, man? It's like, how many years did it take for you to acquire the things that you're doing as far as this book is concerned and your whole career? I mean, when at one point that you could decide that you could make this as a business, what was your feeling like when you decided that?
I never really knew what it was going to be, man. I just wrote from my heart and let the chips, fall when they may. But, I was fortunate. It wasn't who I knew, what I knew. It was timing. I came out at a good time. Like, it was Sister Soldier ahead of me. It was Terry Woods, who became, I became a protege of hers. But it was just nobody else out there. Donald Boys had been dead for 20 years. And then I looked out there, I said, I read their books, and I said to myself, yo, I did this all day, every day. I could write this, you know what I'm saying? And once I did that, man, you know, I took a shot in the dark, as they say in prison, man. I took a shot in the dark and I hit something, you know. And I've been doing it. I came home from jail, I didn't do it. I didn't do it straight off the muscle when I came home from jail. I had a job just like everybody else. But, you know, my first check from writing books was like $5,000. I was like, I'll quit. You know what I'm saying? I'll quit. And, you know, my first year I wanted to do $100,000 in books. $100,000, and that was unheard of from a first-time author. You know, people only sell 50,000 in their lifetime of a book. I did it twice in that 1 year, and the book is going to gross hundreds of thousands, you know what I mean, our first book. So at that point, you know, I was hotter things than sliced bread. So, you know, this genre was just, I came at the right time. It was like Russell Simmons when he was at the head of Def Jam when hip-hop, you know what I mean, first started, you know what I'm saying? So that was my time, and the same thing, you know, and I came in the game with somebody who was already in the game. So that, you know, that was another good thing too, to co-sign me. But at that time it was like 3 books out, and I was the 3rd. And they all had run their course. So, you know, you only can read a book so many times, and then after that you say, you got a book like this? And mine happened to be that book like this, and not only that, it happened to be a good book like this, you know what I'm saying? So it stood on its own, you know, he stood on his own merits, and, you know, I'll put it up against anybody's book in any time frame. In my genre, to me, it was a classic.
Dang, boy, that's real interesting, because there's a lot of young cats that's out there that they say they want to write and they want to do things, and a lot of times I always tell people that, you know, you have to be an innovator when it comes to making money. I always tell my daughter, you got to stay creative when it comes to doing that. And here's a man that made it possible and took his creativity to another level. Someone that we sit down with every day, break bread with, hang out with, doing big things. Support that. All right, we're going to go to that clip, right, Gabby? We're going to go to that.
Absolutely, we're going to that hard white.
All right.
Hard white.
Hard white clip coming up, man. I'm telling you, it's real serious right there. Hope y'all enjoy this. I can't hear
I've been thinking about locking this whole shit down. Right now, it's like everybody for themselves, and they ain't getting nobody nowhere.
Oh, we won't be able to hear the video, so because the video is playing direct from the feed.
Like
so that's good. That's our chance to sit back and like relax and stuff like that.
So we're not listening.
Huh? No, we on. You can actually hear it, but it's just that when it runs video, oh, we won't be able to hear it. No, we're not on video. It goes directly to that feed. Yeah. Now you can look at this camera and that camera, but I just want you to just speak in general. We'll get the directionals later. Right now, this is trial and error, man. So. It's the first time I actually doing the video level.
You can ask her to look in here, and for him to look in here.
Huh? Yeah. Eva
All you gotta do is tell me why.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know because I couldn't figure out which camera it was first. But then once I got it figured out. Yeah. It's over?
By locking this whole shit down. Right now, it's like everybody for themselves.
Yeah, let it run again a little bit so people can check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas like disorganized crime.
Yeah, you're gonna come back to that camera. All right? Just let me know when it's over. Just let me know when it's over. I mean, this is 10 seconds delay, so I gotta do it from here.
Yeah, get more money, more cash. Yeah, how you living, homie? Living fast.
Mic's up. That camera.
Okay, we're back. We're back on. That was a clip of Hard White. As you can see, that's definitely a movie you want to check out. Right now, we expect that Hard White is going to be released and premiered mid-May. Does that sound good? Mid-May. All right, like I said, that is a work in production. And if you read Be More Careful by Mr. Holmes, then you know that is definitely a movie you're going to want to check out. That's hot. That is definitely hot. Okay, you have some other stuff that you are working on. You had an artist that you premiered your video cinematography skills on.
The Jacks. That's like a DVD series, like some along the lines of The Wire, for a lack of a better comparison. So, you know, I got the title track from KB, you know what I'm saying? I think Mustafa produced it. So, you know, I was looking for that sound, and he definitely gave me the sound that I was looking for, and it inspired me. When I heard the record, I knew I had to have that record. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna do like a little four part, maybe one. We gonna lay one out on YouTube, MySpace, you know, and usual suspects and Facebook. And then we're gonna, you know, put like package four more, make it a series, season 1 of the Jets. So be on the lookout for that too. So, you know, I'm definitely trying to stay busy. You only really gonna get as far as it's your boyfriend. So I'm just trying to stay busy, just keep my hand in everything, man.
KV had a...
Any target date as to when the Jets will be ready to roll? When are we gonna tell our people to cue in?
You can probably tune into that next month. Like I said, on Facebook, my YouTube page, Shannon Holmes Media. You know what I'm saying? My Facebook page. You know, Bronx, in Northeast Bronx, a little network thing. All type, any type of thing I can find to put it on. Vimeo, wherever I can find to put it on, that's gonna host it. And that's why I'm putting it on. You know, I'm gonna play it out to the public first, and then, you know, before we package it and take it to the street.
Okay, you said the title's called The Jets?
The Jets, that's in the projects.
All right. Is this just the Bronx projects? Is that where you hail from, or are we hitting Brooklyn, Manhattan?
We filming, you know, local. You know, we trying to stay local, keep the budget down, all that moving around stuff. You know what I'm saying? We keep it in the hood. You know, you can't go into anybody's project and just start filming. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep your familiar surroundings, man, where people know your face and people trust you and they don't think you don't cop or nothing like that.
All right.
So yeah, we stayed in the Bronx.
Okay. And I think the main target of the Jets was E1 Projects.
Yeah, once again, you know, you got one of my favorite targets. Nice backdrop. New York City has one of the best backdrops, you know, ever. You know what I'm saying? If not the best. You know what I'm saying? So I tend to like it. You know what I'm saying? I tend to like it. Ain't nothing like, you know, New York City, man. Nothing like it.
Absolutely, I have to agree. Do we have a clip of the Jets ready to go?
No, we don't. I don't think it's on
We're going to have to get you back up here. We're going to have to get you back up here. Hard White got people open already, so we're going to have to see if we can get something running on the Jets. So we're going to have to get back to a later date. Let's see. You do have another project. This project is near and dear to my heart. You know, I have my own plight that Shannon is working on, and he lent his skills and his creativity. My husband, Todd Williams, is in prison. We're only in prison for a crime he did not commit. And it had been some years since Shannon saw him. He's known Todd forever. Everyone in this room has known Todd forever. Not just my husband. He's like a big brother to everyone here. Another real stand-up, good dude who got caught up. Again, Shannon led his creativity and his skills after not talking to Todd for probably 15 years, at least 15 years. And I think we have a finished project on that. If I start getting a little emotional and crying, that's what it is.
You have that. You have that on
So
your
I think we're ready to go on that. Give us a second.
We're ready to go on everything. We're not ready to go on everything. Let me explain to people about the Tom Williams project. Well, hello? You can hear me?
Yeah. Raise your voice up a little bit.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Tom Williams project is basically, you know, innocent man has been, you know, basically convicted of a crime he didn't do. And just hearing the story, you know, then, you know, the story in itself is, you know, is crazy. First of all, because it's nothing but circumstantial, not even circumstantial, it's hearsay evidence. There's no evidence, no DNA, no weapon, no nothing, but you got a man in jail convicted.
30 years to life.
30 years to life, I served 19. Like, yo, when it's enough, it's enough. So when I went up there and talked to him and heard him, you know, I signed in because I'm all for the right thing. This is what our judicial system stands for, right. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, these are the principles, the underlying principles of the judicial system is, you know, right and wrong, you know, right and the wrong. But for some reason, you know, this guy has been railroaded, you know, and, you know, just like warehouse, you know, for 19 years, like, you know, everything is coming down, the things are coming down to somebody's opinion and somebody versus judicial law. It's somebody's whims, a judge's whims that's saying, yo, you can't have this. Where is the what you call the justice in that? So, you know, that's why, you know, like Martin Luther King once said, man, injustice anywhere is a best of justice everywhere. So that's why, you know, we're gonna try to change the way, you know, cases are fought. You know, we're gonna take this to the internet. we're gonna take this fight via the internet, man, and see how things play out, man. And if this works, man, this gonna be the first wave of how people fight their case, because you need support, you need that exposure, man. And when they think you ain't got nobody backing you, man, they want to do you dirty, man. They just want to throw you to the wolves and just let you, they want to let the conviction stand and, just try to protect their conviction rates. It's not about, justice anymore. It's about politics and how they look on record. How is that, it's like a batting average.
Right.
So the higher your conviction rate, the better you look. It's like a batting average. So, that ain't right. Ain't no right in that. So we just gonna play it out on the internet, via the internet, and everything else, and see where else that leads us, man, because what else can we do, man, at this point?
Hey, while we're loading that, if you're interested, we're going to put up a Facebook page. It's going to be on Facebook. You can hit us up. It's Free Todd Williams. It's going to be Free Todd Williams. This is not just about Todd Williams. There's millions of Todd Williams.
You could be
Yeah, anybody could be the next Todd Williams. I mean, I'm not saying everybody in prison is innocent, but there are those. And if one man in prison is innocent, that's one man too many.
Yeah.
So let's save one, let's save 100.
We hear about that every day. People coming home from all this time, wrongly committed and DNA reversal. They wasn't even there and all this type of stuff, man. And, we hear about it. The system is not infallible. It's fallible, very fallible, very much so, man. It's unfortunate, man. Justice does see the color of your skin. And then when you black, man, like, whew, going up in them courts, man. I wrote a book about that called Never Go Home Again, man.
Right.
And it was just like, yo, man, when you black and go up in them courts, you going up in there with a bald head, you militant. Right. You go up in with braids or afro, you Afrocentric. They don't like that, man. They don't want to see that. You better cut your... I haven't seen guys cut dreads. You know what I mean? Culture, just to try to get to change their whole look to get a fair trial. This is crazy. Why we can't be who we can be in front of these people, man?
Absolutely.
And that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're hoping that Shannon's skills, his creativity, we'll throw this out there and some good will come of this.
Yeah. I tell you, it's always crazy, man. The system is real crazy. You know what's even more crazier sometimes is when, how they do the parole system and how they plea bargain, man. I was watching a documentary one time, and they was talking about how they plea bargain people. I mean, it's almost like a poker game that when you plea bargain, a lot of times they may not even have that kind of evidence on you, but then they'll sit there and have you take a chance on your life, like if you have a previous felony or something like that, or if you have a previous conviction or anything like that, or stand in a trial. It's like you need to take this cop out,
Right.
Otherwise you stand a chance of facing 40 years.
Right.
So a lot of people who have actual charges against them and stuff like that, they have to take a cop out even though they're innocent out of fear of going to jail for the rest of their life.
They got a previous charge. They charged with a previous charge. Yeah. They walking down the block. If they got drunk like me, I can't take no more drug cases. That's all I got on my record. Yeah. So if I'm walking down the block and somebody drop a bag of dope, I couldn't really fight that charge. I can't understand because they gonna when you can understand your trial's on your past on trial too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get on trial, you can understand your past is on trial, man. So they can bring up anything. So I couldn't even speak to defend myself.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But they had a little series about that, on Frontline and everything like that. Frontline. Big shout out to Frontline. You go frontline.com to find out more information about that. Like I said, we're a real information network that's doing videos with the hip hop culture. We bring all media to a forefront. So if I mention, different outlets that we use and stuff like that to base our facts, believe it or not, we researched it. So big shout out to Frontline and Channel 13, the NBC, and the news broadcast system, public broadcast system, for actually providing us with information like that to make us more knowledgeable. Now, Shannon, I'm going to take you away for a minute because we're going to go to a video. This is KV's 4408 video. All right, I want you to check this one out, so I hope everybody like it. I premiered it before, and we're going to take a quick minute for a second, let Shannon set up his media. We're going to try to see if we can comb down to actually get some footage that he has on his laptop with our camera and stuff like that, but we need a minute to set up. So I'm going to take you to a video, all right? This is the KV, the K.V.4408 video. All right, featuring the rap band Ending in E and Troy Martin. Down with the vocals too. So I hope y'all like this one. Okay, take a minute.
So how you gonna get that?
What's that?
Miss Gabrielle Williams. What, Prison Wars? You know what?
I saw that. I like that.
I'm on prisontalk.com, so I remember when they were asking for people to on that. But we've had such bad experiences with people wanting to do reality shows and stuff, exploiting, like I was telling Shannon, exploiting, turning it into something else to where it's almost like you don't want to do anything, especially when you're still fighting your case. Because then you'll say something and it gets misconstrued and now it becomes a court transcript. Well, she said this, and so you become afraid. You can't trust everybody,
That's why I got to get larger bandwidth, you know what I'm saying? Because that happens when a lot of people start tuning in. But the archives don't get messed up. That's what's good about that.
Yeah. Hear them inside. That's what I was just...
We live all over the house, we live all over the
land. We live in
Not too bad.
Yeah, that was me. If you like it.
Hey V, where you at, dude? It's Ann. Yo, yeah, fermenting in here, man. What's going on?
Good. Okay. We'll go whatever video I can pull up out of
Yo, we're at the
YouTube.
studio right now.
I'll try to do that while I'm doing this.
Yo, we need some help, dude. Get over here.
Matter of fact, we're going to get her to calm down on that. We can get her to calm down on that. Yeah. You calm down on that, on the mat. Like, that's medical x-ray talk, like, to focus your camera in. Yeah, like, no, we'll have them turn it around.
I'm on the road to riches, more diamonds and
but no, calm down feels like actually reducing the image, you know what I'm saying? So that you magnify the image, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can try to focus in on his camera. Turn your lap around whenever you get something this way. She can
Why would you stand here? You ain't born, you hearing 1,000 grams here.
Don't go too far, right there.
Anytime that you want the words of the streets, I'm dangerous. Sonny, I'm talking that yellow tape shit.
They can't even hear you.
Like it's Broadway, sending shots to Broadway in broad day. Victim cats will scramble in the hallway. Immaculate, that's the best way to describe the spit. Preciseness, murderous, priceless with the timelessness. Check the catalog, dog, it's real brutish. Gun, bullet, enemy.
His spots on top, dot, hit him in the head. The bombs that you drop might kill him dead. The words that you spit like filling them with lead. Fill him up with lead, fill him up with lead. His spots on top, dot, hit him in the head. The bombs that you drop might kill him dead. The words that you spit like filling them with lead. Hit him in the head, hit him in the head.
I had a lot to say when Wayne kissed baby on the mouth. Then y'all all forgot when some really came out. Yeah, that was quick to the band.
That was the one I was telling you about.
Faces, I don't understand that shit, so y'all can stay out my mix while I chase these chicks.
Anywhere but up in here with that bullshit.
You hear this coming out of your speakers, that's why you need us. The scene's been a gimmick for a minute, that's a problem. How you hip hop but ain't cop the nigga album. I'm straight from the Bronx with it. Who wanna bark with it? The kid love to spit. spit full clips when I'm sparking it. You ain't gotta ask me, homie, I keep a fatty. Got one who loves topping me all soon as a man leaves. Dot for the Apache, coming through on a banshee. Headshots dropping on cats, you wanna blast me.
Your spots on top, dot, hit him in the head. The bombs that you drop might kill him dead. The words that you spit's like filling them with lead. Fill them up with lead, fill them up with lead. Your spots on top, dot, hit him in the head. The bombs that you drop might kill him dead. The words that you spit's like filling them with lead. Hit him in the head, hit him in the head.
Okay, we're gonna get ready to go back. I'm
what's
gonna
the name of the album? What's the name of the song?
44-8.
No, that's the album.
Hit him in the head. Hit him in the head. Yeah. I tell you, back to the live media right now. You know what I'm saying? Sorry we had little focal adjustments and everything like that, but we're back on it. Anyway, we're back to the subject right now. Back with the author Shannon Holmes and our hostess Gabie Williams. Let me focus you back. I think our camera girl Naya actually got us hooked up right now so that we can actually see some of the media footage that he has on the laptop. Let me pan over to them real quick and get y'all going. Yeah.
Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Did everybody out there that sit there and see your hostess on that video?
Yeah, we tuned in right now. Everything is going.
I'm on my way to Sullivan Correctional Facility to see my husband, Todd Williams, who's been incarcerated for the last 19 and a half years for a crime, a murder that he did not commit. A weapons charge when there's no weapons, and to assault me and assault a felon. So, long journey, 2-hour ride, all the sacrifices to get him home, and I do this every weekend in hopes that somebody will pick this case up. Somebody will make justice of a very severe injustice. Hi, baby. I'm alright, how are you? Alright. Well, listen, I have somebody here that wants to talk to you. You need to tell everybody your story, okay?
My name is Todd Williams. I'm presently incarcerated in the Sullivan Correctional Facility. My bid number is 93A-0884. I was wrongly incarcerated, wrongly committed, wrongly in prison for almost 19 and a half years. In fact, my case stems around evidence, not any evidence, not really evidence, in fact, hearsay evidence. And although my trial attorney was eventually incarcerated for being also in the court, he
That's deep.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any deeper than that. Like I said, not just because this is my life, but you got a lot of brothers and sisters stuck in different correctional settings, maximum security prisons, shot camps, for crimes they did not commit. Again, if you're on Facebook, we're going to be loading the Facebook page with that video, and the name will be Free Todd Williams. And again, I want to thank Shannon Holmes for letting all his creativity and support and his skills to this fight, something he knows all too well about. Okay, all too well. If there's anyone else that wants to reach out, Shannon Holmes, again, his website is www.shannonholmesmedia.com. And, tell me your story there. Shannon got a couple of books that's getting ready to be made on these stories.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an easy, cause to take up. When you see somebody that's just pleading for their life, man, like, that's deep, man. Like, that could be easy, one mistake, that's easy me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't think about, what I did. I think about what I got away with that could have landed me underneath the jail. That's real, that's real humbling, man. You know what I mean? Humbling situation, man. To have these people, just with the power to give life and death. That's what it ultimately comes down to, man. And they strangling the black man with something new. They ain't lynching us no more. They lynching us with time right now.
Absolutely.
Strangling the time. The time is what killing us, you know what I'm saying? You can't, that's something like, that's something you can't, even if Todd comes home tomorrow, man, it's something he can't get back those 19 years he lost.
Right.
Wow.
No amount of money can bring back his mother. You know what I mean? No amount of money can bring back him not being able to see his son grow. What, you know what I mean? What conversation, you know what I mean? There's no conversation. Anytime you go to work, when we go to work, we exchange time for money. And you're never fully compensated unless you're an entertainer, a basketball player, musician. They might be overly compensated, but the average person is not. The 8 hours you spend away from your home is not the good compensation for the time you're giving up for 40 hours a week. It's not. You can never be compensated for that. Time is of essence and is always moving. Tomorrow this will be a memory.
Oh yeah, man. I like to interject with that, man. A lot of times, man, people don't understand is that, prisons is big business. It's very big business. The amount of labor, I'm quite sure if they close down Sullivan Correctional Facility right now, and just say let everybody go, the town of Sullivan will virtually go bankrupt because they don't have the money and the finances to do the labor of the town and support themselves. So, the prison, and then even, it starts even here locally, like we have law enforcement and stuff. I mean, a lot of times there are good officers and there are bad officers, man. I'm going to tell you, there are good ones, you know what I mean? I got a lot of friends of mine who serve protect every day. Big shout out to the Lockhart brothers and everything like that. Big Stace and Dow. And Grego putting their lives on the line. Al Ski, you know what I mean? Dudes like that will put their lives on the line, so big up to them. But you gotta understand, man, it starts locally, man. If people don't get arrested, there are no jobs for them. There is no overtime. There is a lot of things that they will not have just because of this. You understand? It's big business. I've often heard people, or one time an officer say, listen, I got your overtime to another officer, come on in. Now, and I sat back and I said, damn, they're arresting and harassing a lot of kids like that are out here just trying to be innocent, stopping them, IDing them, frisking them and everything, and hoping that they can entrap them into something, because once they get them in the system, the clock begins to tick. Okay, the payroll clock, once that clock punch in, they rest. If they get them at the end of their shift, there's another 4 hours to process. That's 4 hours overtime. You know what I mean? So, you got to look at that like that. Now, let's say if this person is caught and just innocently sent to state, like Todd, like Brother Todd is, the Imam Todd is, and when they send up state like that, a lot of times those officers are there. are processing. The courts are processing. The clerks are processing. Even the stenographer is making money off the system. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big business, and those townships thrive off it. You can see them doing painting, picking up garbage along the highway, doing construction, light construction. Those who earn privileges probably do farm work and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that if they take these people out of these systems, you know what I'm saying? And let's say, oh man, it's amazing how much they would lose. I mean, the town of Sullivan would virtually go bankrupt. Dannemora, Clinton, all them places like that are up in the booms where nobody works at, up in the corrections. Those are generations of correction officers. So so this is a thing. Yeah, it's amazing how much the system feeds itself by incarcerating somebody. So, it's easy for somebody innocent to get trapped up because even if you're innocent, you're pretty much going to serve them before you can get out. You know what I mean? So that's
you gotta go through a process. You know what I mean? And even innocent, you can exhaust all your bills. Right?
Yeah.
You know, and still, even when you're innocent, you can have your due process and still exhaust all your pills trying to fight these people, and they still deny you. Still deny you your day in court, which is where Todd is at right now. Like, yo, you got your wits in. I mean, he's good about it, but I don't know if I could be that good about it, man. I don't know if I could be in jail for something that I didn't do. Anytime I was in jail, I was in jail. Whatever they say I did. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? But
we can easily say you didn't do it.
I served my time.
You didn't do nothing, man. You didn't do nothing.
I served my time, man. But like I'll go back and get to my book. Never Go Home Again. It was probably like one of the most. It was probably the closest thing to to autobiography that I'm going to write, because it was my story. Loosely, more loosely than not, it was my story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in a 2-parent household, but private house and everything. But it was just something called me. I grew up in the crack era, so you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in the microwave era, the crack. I want to mine now. I had jobs. I was 16 years old. My father was working for the city. My mother worked for the city. My brother's a CEO. My other brother's a corrections officer. My twin sister, she worked for the post. So we all had. I was taking city jobs when I was taking city tests when I was like 14, 15, 16 years old and passing them and on the waiting list. But I couldn't wait. My father sat me down and said, "Yo, the only thing that's ready for you right now is jail, the army, or the graveyard. Which one is going to be?" And I could never, when you young, you just think that no fate is going to befall, death is not going to befall me. It happened to him, but it ain't going to happen to me. Right. You young, you reckless, you can't see that far. We only see that you got television. You only see to the next summer. That's as far as I saw, to the next summer. Not knowing. Then when I got in that jail, and I had to think long, that was my first long-term goal, getting up out of jail. Right. You know what I mean? It's a difference, in African-American households, it's a difference. We tend to have a difference. My mother always told me, you're going to get a job or get up out of here. Right. She never told me you're going to get a career and get up out of here. Wow. Careers last. Wow. Jobs don't. Right. Yeah. And that white kid is a cop right now in the 47th precinct. He knew what he wanted to be at 5 years old. He told the line all the way, took the test, waited. Now he's that same cop in the hood busting your ass. Absolutely. Because he knew what he wanted to be.
Man, you said it right, man. You said careers. I mean, I was always taught that way too. I figure people are, I say the people, the last of the garden, because we up that age. If you're 30 and above, you straight out the garden. Right. Believe that, because there's no more gardens. There's no more farmers out here in this garden like that. A lot of these kids is lost, man. They don't realize, is that, the whole situation, man, like he just said, it's primitive way, but once you in that system, you're stuck there and you're forced to fight your way out. If you're not a fighter, if you're not intellectual enough to sit back and research, go to the law libraries and try to work on your freedom, and have people and gain people trusting behind you, man, you're going to lose. Right. You really would lose. You really would lose,
I always like to say, too, man, I always like to say, when I was in the system, I beat the case like this because I fought it myself. Because nobody's going to fight for my freedom the way I will. I was in that law library, and I got the case beat at a suppression hearing. This is where they introduce all the evidence they have against you. But if they obtain the evidence illegally, there's no evidence. Right. And it was just that simple. But my lawyer couldn't come up with that. I found the loophole and exploited it. Like, they gave a vague description of me. 6 feet, 200-something pounds. I said, that could be anybody in the city. What did I? That's not a description. You gotta have brown eyes, black hat, green coat. You know, that's a description.
Right.
But just because of that vague description, I was able to beat it. I was dead wrong. Don't get me wrong, but still, you know what I mean? Yeah. That was the system. I worked the system. And it's funny because even when you get in prison, you have to toe that line. You have to work the system. You have to program, as they say. Mm-hmm. Just to show these people that, yo, I'm rehabilitated. Let me back out into society. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a little game you play. You have to go get your little programs. You come in from the parole board, and they'll tell you quick, parole is not guaranteed. It's a privilege.
Absolutely.
It is not a right. It's a privilege. Wow. And if they deem you worthy enough to make parole, and that's another business too. That's another part of the business.
Right. Oh man, it's all. I'm telling you, everybody punches the clock in that system. You see how we just described in 3 different conversations. Right. That even as soon as we got together and talked this morning, you see how we just described how the clock is ticking for everybody that's in there, and those people get a chance to go home at night and then come back and do it all over again. You know what I mean? To try to make that money. So
yeah, they come in there to mess with you. Like, you know, they got 8 hours to mess with you. Like, you trying to go home, man. It's like walking in the land. I can't even describe this, Mustafa. It's like biting your tongue, you know, to your father to the 8th degree. You know what I'm saying? You want to say something, you might be right, but you can't say nothing because that's your father. Right. And this is what these people are. They like gods in jail. This dude could come in and have a bad day with his wife and mess up my whole life.
Yep.
Now, my family waiting for me to come home, and now I'm not coming home for 12 months, 18 months, whatever the case may be, whatever the hit, because this guy wrote me an infraction, fabricated something, and once you get in there, it's no due process in prison. Right. No. It's kangaroo courts. You're guilty. They believe in the officer's right. You're wrong. Whoa. And that's that. You're going to the hole. Eat that and appeal. Hope to appeal it. You're going to shoot you down again if you appeal the conviction, whatever you did, whatever. You know what I mean? Because prison is a city within a city. Right. Yep. You have rules within rules to govern you. You know what I mean? And that's the crime. You know what I'm saying? That's the crime. And some people, you can see why they belong there. You know, these people are uncouth and, just animals, just savages and stuff like that. But a lot of people ain't like that in jail. You like, yo, a lot of people ask me like, damn, Shannon, what you doing here? Like, what was I doing there?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Let me ask you this. Even with all the bad that prison is, there's one thing we have to agree. Prison has saved some of our people because some of our people were definitely headed to the grave. Prison, I don't believe that some of our brothers and sisters need extremely long terms, but sometimes you need that time out. You know, we all had friends that wound up in the grave, and now looking back, we can say, you know what? Maybe had they got caught for that crack vial and did 2 or 3 years, that would have been just enough to slow them down to where I can sit down and talk to them like I'm talking to Shannon. It might have been that one crack vial that the crackhead didn't have $5 for. That he said, you know what, I'm going to kill him for the one crack vial. And today, what happens? I can sit here and talk to you and say, Shannon had a timeout.
I had a couple timeouts.
He had a couple timeouts because he was a little hard-headed. But you know what? It served its purpose. Who's to say that you weren't going to be this author that you are today without that timeout? I might have been visiting you at a grave.
That's funny because my mother says to me, she said, yo, I'm going to get prison. She's right. I found myself in prison. You know what I mean? All my life, I never knew what I wanted to do. I would lie and make up stuff and say, I want to be this person and that person. I didn't want to be none of that. I just was saying stuff because I felt out of place. At 5 years old, they asked you, what do you want to be? Well, I didn't know. And I didn't know in high school. Like, some people find themselves in life later than other people. But I think it's important. It's not when you find yourself, it's that you find yourself and
Absolutely.
that you want to, whatever it is that you want to do. And, I found myself in prison, man, after numerous incarcerations. I was like, yo, man, this ain't for me. I was beating my head up against the wall and I was kept getting what I was kept getting because it wasn't for me. And then I was like, yo, I wasn't put here to be this, man. So then I found writing, and writing came to me at the loneliest point of my life. You know what I mean? Like I said, my girlfriend, that's a joke though. My girlfriend did leave me. She had a baby on me. You know what I mean? She had a baby on me, you know what I'm saying? But she had all
Shame on you.
She had all right to have a baby on me. You know, I never understood the other side of the coin. I asked her years later when we ran, she was like, yo, she said, you think it was easy for me out here? I never looked at it. I was being selfish. I thought about me and what I was going through. Never thought about what she was going through. You know, and that's in Never Go Home Again too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was crushed because at that time I couldn't see past her. And then I learned I learned how to love myself. Who gonna take care of me better than me?
Right.
I gotta love you. Gotta love yourself. When you love yourself, you won't be doing a lot of things. You won't do a lot of things. You love yourself like, I ain't doing that, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like she said, prison is the ultimate timeout. You know, it's a gut check, man. You find out who you are. Prison don't make you nothing, man. Prison exposes you to you. Right. Who are you and what are you? You are going to find out fast. Who are you? You're a man. You're a mouse. You're gonna find out because prison has its own measuring sticks to measure a man. Outside society, this is something totally different. It's a world with the guy. I tell you, it is crazy in there, man. And so, you know, you gotta do like the Romans.
Right.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do. You know what I'm saying? You know, I found myself washing clothes out of a toilet bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the, you know, out of a toilet bowl? But that's what I had. When you give them lemons, you gotta make lemonade. So, you know, had to clean the toilet bowl out by hand and wash my clothes in my body. That's what I had to do. And, you know, it sounds crazy, it sounds odd and stuff like that. And, you know, you come home with a lot of, you just scarred, you might be scarred physically. You know, sometimes everybody will come home with cuts across their face. They come home with emotional scars. And I'm so used to dealing with people, like, even if she had caught myself, like, I stopped talking to people in a minute. I cut you off in a minute. Right. You know what I mean? When we I cut people off in a minute. I said I had to stop that. I had to stop that because I said if I keep this up, I won't be talking to nobody. Because this is what I did in prison. When a dude was petty or something like that, I left him alone. If you're gonna kill me over a cupcake, what the hell you do me? What the hell you do for me over a couple of hours in the street? Right. So I mean, I had people that I was in a cell with and did not talk to them. The extent for months. The extent of our conversation was, yeah. The child, yeah. That's it. That's all our conversation was. That was it for months. Until he got moved, until I got moved, right. Or until we fought. It was just, you know, prison, like, you gotta know how to get along with certain people. There's all kinds of personalities, and guess what? I can't hide from these people. Every day I gotta see these people. So, you know, like, Never Go Home Again, like I got back to Never Go Home Again, because this is kind of, you know, this kind of started the whole conversation. It was my third book. Never Go Home was Be More Careful, Bad Girls, and Never Go Home Again. But Never Go Home was something that was very near and dear to my heart, man. Like, but at the same time, I never felt like I had the same, the props I was supposed to give for that book, because what a lot of people said, because a lot of people don't understand that life, and they wanted me to keep writing what I was writing. Many times, like, you know, when you come in, like, I write my female voice, not that I'm gay, but I got a twin sister. I hustle with a lot of girls, so I know how they think. We use girls to get us phones, rent a car, and as a result, I was the youngest dude that hustled with, like, the dudes I hustled with, they were like 10 years older than me. Right. My big brother. And so I was the youngest dude, and so those same girls that they were sleeping with and dealing with, they were like big sisters to me.
Man, they like boss ladies. That's what I call them. I know a couple of them. Big shout out to Mickey and Marty down there in Harlem on 39th Street. Boss ladies is real serious. A lot of times you cannot run an operation without that female capo. They some of the best capos.
But the girls, they need the dudes for the backbone, for the muscle, because dudes take advantage of girls.
Exactly.
And anytime you see a female hustler, she better have a strong dude behind her, because they're gonna rob her, do something to her, they're gonna walk over. She ain't gonna have no product to sell. But so that's basically how I learned how to just listen to hear them talk about dudes, my older friends over the years. Like, yo, when I wrote, I found that voice. Like, oh shit, what would they be saying? You know, because the book is just a big question. Why? Why is he doing this? Why is she doing that? Why? And if you ask yourself enough whys, you got your story.
Let me ask you a quick question before we go to the next video and possibly the final video, because we coming on close to the hour. Your favorite book? Sum it up quickly for me. You know, son, what is your favorite book, and what's the part that really took it home to you? You know, I want you to share that to people, because I'm quite sure a lot of these little knuckleheads that are out there, you know what I'm saying, this is what you're going to face. Okay, is realism like this if you ever don't get your act together. I got somebody that's been there that's talking about it. And I also have my younger brother, KV, big shout out to KV, tell me one time there that in prison they preserve you. And you got to ask why they preserve you. Ask yourself why they preserve you. Then you go back and look at and read the Willie Lynch letter and see if the two comparisons aren't the same. Let me ask you that though. What was the book? What was the part of the book that hit you the most? That you want people to know? If you could share with a young dude that's fucking up out there, excuse my language, but I'm gonna keep it real. If you share with a young dude that was fucking up, what would you tell him from your book?
It wasn't even a part of the book that I'm gonna tell you. It was coming home, about reintroduction to society. Because whenever you're away for that 2 or 3 years, don't too much change. 5 and 10, a whole lot changes. Buildings are not there, you know, girls that have babies. So me coming home again, you know, the name of the book was Never Come Home Again, because I was in prison, in the school building in the prison, going to school with my GED, whatever. And an old white man, he says to me, the teacher, he says to me, I'm daydreaming one day, he comes up to me and says, son, you can never go home again. I'm like, what, man? I got 18 months here. I'll be home in 18 months. I don't know what you talking about. Wow, okay, but it wasn't till he came home. My first night home, yo, I was blown away like you know, like I just was born or something like that. Dudes was hustling that wasn't hustling, that was going to Catholic school when I came home. Right. Girls that had babies that didn't have babies. Like everything was upside down. It was like I was in a different universe, a strange new universe. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I had to accept it. So, but the biggest thing I saw was now I saw my brothers as fathers and my sisters as mothers. There's 6 of us. Grew up in the same house, same mother and father. It's crazy when you see your brother that you slept in the same bed with, peeing, he's chastising his son in front of you. You're like, look at this. Here this dude is. You know, you want to laugh. Right. You know what I'm saying? A couple years later, like, his son was living with me when I moved down to, He said, yo, you sound just like my father. I said, where you think he get it from? My father. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you learn, you know. So to really know somebody, you got to know their parents, then know their parents and their parents. Because this is where we get it from. This is where we get our ideologies. This is where we get our first opinions from. You know what I'm saying? To really know somebody, you got to dig deep like that. You got to go way back. And he was telling me, yeah, it don't sound like my father. Me, I'm thinking of the father thing from my father because he was living in my house and not doing nothing. And my father always told me, you're going to get a job and get up out of here. Right. So I was hitting with the same thing my father had told me. And he's like, yo, you sound, yeah, because we got the same father. This is why.
Man, I tell you, that's deep, man. That's deep. Yo, I'm gonna take you to a quick video. Then we're gonna come back with the summation and everything like that. I hope y'all like what y'all hearing, man. You can always reach out to us on Facebook if you have any questions that you want to ask. You know, our novelist Shannon Holmes and everything like that. And you can even ask Gabby, you know, our hostess, a question because I mean she's pretty much. You know, we're all sitting back because we want to hear what this man had to say. For so long, we heard him in books, just talking, you know, things that everybody can relate to, whether it's the family of the person incarcerated or the actual person that's incarcerated. So, you know what I mean? I'm inspired. I'm blown away by what I'm hearing, your level of thinking. You know what I mean? And I thank God that you came up on this show, man. And I'm going to try to keep bringing you, not even try, as long as I'm doing this thing, I'm going to bring it to you. You know, controversy, I'm going to bring you real speakers. I'm going to bring you dudes that can enlighten you because that's what this show is all about. www.dbnabmusic.com. Okay? We're going to go to the next video. This is another partner of mine, my man Teller. Big shout out to Teller down there. Big shout out to the whole Anniston, Alabama down there, Dirty Beats, Northeast Bronx and everything like that down there in South in Alabama. And I want to just put this one on. This one is called They Like They Know. I mean, actually, I'm going to put the riding and leaning because I like that one. I like to see the cars dip and all that. So we just going to take a quick minute and just go to riding and leaning. All right, you can catch any song that you hear up on here or anything that you hear. Believe me, you can go Shannon Holmes on Facebook. Okay, MySpace. Just Google search like I did.
Any social website known to mankind, I'm on it.
That's what I'm saying. Favorite saying is Google me.
Just Google me.
I'm there.
That's right. That's right. You can Google it, man. You can read all about it, man. So I'm gonna take you to this next video, riding and leaning. Big shout out to the whole dirty down there, all the dirty down there. You know what it is, all right? Hopefully it pop up. Well, we could be running into technical difficulties. Well, you know, I'm going to take you to Daylight They Know instead. So, yeah, so turn your mic on. Man, this is good. Huh? No, we good. We just letting this play real quick. Daylight They Know. You get a break.
Jeans and a fresh pair of knives. Jeans are okay, but I need them all white with an all white tee and a beach and ride. Starting in the shades while my eyes misbehave. Been another year and I'm already made. Already paid, cause we got it like that.
You gotta know the business, man.
Fresh with the whip on dress with the swag on beneath the bone and get it like the best.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that because you're gonna sum it up. I want you to ask them, like, we want to get back on some of the huh?
I'm like,
Good looking. now, this is what it is, right? When we go to this, you're gonna do that, and then after that, I want you to focus on his next upcoming projects, what he's doing, where he gets. Just reiterate on it, you know, let them know what to expect. You know, and then address your contact. You know, if you have anything that topic that you like me to talk about, you can contact me, Gabby Williams, at Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
What's sitting on could be between bones and me could be
okay.
Butterfly nose, tip it if you got it.
All right. Yeah, send it to me. Yeah, DBNB Music. Right, DBNB Music, Facebook, DBNB, or Google search DBNB Music if you want to contact me. Because I'm like him, Google search me.
That's how we get it in the hood. Fresh with the whip on dress with the swag on beneath the bone and get it like the best. They know.
Yeah. So you want someone to come in here? Where you can sit. Where you can sit.
I laughed at him. He can't think he's joking. He thinks that I'm
Well, we'll save him. He could be a whole new episode. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he could be.
I don't like going to people's like. I don't go to people's what you go to people's
Think you gonna overshadow him anyway? You don't mean to do it. That's what you're telling me. Hey, listen. This is get ready to come back.
I'm gonna ask you one more question. That's gonna be what
okay, mic's on. Yeah. Man, I tell you, y'all can hear us talking, but we're going to get this damn thing right, of course. You know what I'm saying? But back to Gabby right now.
All right. Again, it's Gabrielle Williams. We still got Shannon home here. We're going to wrap this up in a little while, but I got one more thing for Shannon. This was a great interview. Shannon goes in. One question, he's going in on us. That's what we do. No, never too much information. We like when we go in. Touched a couple of different topics. Hardcore Street, jail, your experiences. My husband's experiences. When do we get from Shannon Holmes the female side of the story, the side that says, you know, I'll take the book and the movie. I held him down. I didn't mess around the street, and I did it. Why? Because he's worthy. You're worthy too. Where do we get that side of the story?
And let me tell you, that's funny you ask, man, because I have no plans. I don't know. I did time with a girl, without a girl, and thought I had a girl. So you know, I really had nobody to come home to, man, but my mother. And you know, when I came home the last time, I felt like so alone because you know all those years, my childhood. When I came home from jail, my childhood peers was buying cars. Okay. They were living life, and here I was starting from scratch, playing catch up. They had mortgages, homes, bank accounts, and I didn't even know what a goddamn debit card was. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, man. It was crazy. So I didn't have that ride or die. I wasn't blessed with that luxury, which is probably because part of the reason why I'm here with you today, because I probably did, you know, because my thing was I was going to show the world, like, you know, what I was going to be. Right. Because I wasn't going to be confined by my criminal past or anything else, or any mistake I might have had, because, you know, God knows I wasn't a good finisher. I started a whole bunch of stuff, but I wasn't a good finisher at that point. I had no patience in my life. You know, I had no patience, and then I wrote a book, and to write a book, you have to have the utmost amount of patience to let the story develop. Because it's plots and it's subplots. There's all kinds of things running along inside that book that have to be developed over the course of time. You know what I'm saying? So you don't always tell people, like, writing a book, you don't write a book. A book is not written in one day. It's doing over the course of time. It's placing one foot in front of the other. I always told my mother, when I was living with my mother, I said, she said, Shannon, what is all this paper in my house, you know, or running around in the room? I said, yo, it's nothing to you, but to me it's the world, because from that one sentence, I could make it a chapter. From that chapter, I can make it a paragraph. You know, from that one sentence, I make it a paragraph. From that paragraph, I make it a chapter. From that chapter, I can make it a book. All from one word, one thought, and an idea. So it was really no held me down chick, man. It was just, you know, at the end of the day, you know, my ride or die chick, my mother. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So the best thing to ever come out of that whole situation, me getting hundreds of thousands, was when I was able to take care of the hands that took care of me all that time, man. Mm-hmm. That was a beautiful thing, man. When I was able to give my pops 10,000 and didn't miss it, buy my mother a car, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, this is what's up. I was like that kid, you know, in the football team, in the football game, going for the touchdown, and he looking at the camera and say, what's up, Mom? You know what I'm saying? That was my way of giving back. Yeah. You know, people that stuck with me, because a lot of people left me. A lot of people, my mother always used to say too, man, your friends ain't your friends. And when I got in prison, I realized what she said, what she was trying to say. Because, you know, my mother lived in the same place for 30 years, and 90% of them dudes didn't come by and drop her a quarter or say, hey, not even the money. It's being remembered. Because nobody wants to be forgotten. Right. You know what I mean? I was in a foreign. I might as well been over in Iraq somewhere. Right. I was out in Baltimore around people I didn't grow up with, people I didn't know, dealing with people, other New York dudes I didn't particularly like. Why? Because one, I was incarcerated, and because two, I couldn't let nothing happen to that man. Because if I let something happen to another New York dude, tomorrow it's me. Right. So they come to me and say, yo, New York, what's up with your man? Ain't nothing up with my man. What you mean? He's asking me for a pass so he can ride on my man. If I say fuck my man, then they gonna move out on him. But if we stand strong, they ain't gonna move out on us, because we stand in a united front. And that's how I was in jail, man. That's how I was in jail out of town. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and people always say they even get mad. Why you talk so much about jail? Because I'm not ashamed of where I come from or what I did in my past. You know what I'm saying? My past made me who I am. So, you know, I like talking about jail, man. You know what I mean? It kind of exercises a few demons I still got in me, man. But, you know, for the most part, man, like I said, jail, you know, don't make you nothing, man. Jail exposes you to you, man. Who are you and what are you, man? That's it.
Well, you know, I like to say one thing. There's nothing wrong about talking about your past as long as you know that you're moving forward. Yeah. So that's the first thing, you know what I'm saying? I know people that have been sitting out who, you know, they've been out here their whole life, never been in any kind of trouble, never took any kind of risk to feed their families or even just to put food on their table. You understand? And then want to sit up here and try to tell me that they want to be this big executive or that they want to be some kind of big shot, but you've been sitting on the same block, the same stoop for about 20 years.
Right.
You understand? Now, meanwhile, you go somewhere, you go away, you did your hardship, now you come back out, you're an executive. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people. I have a friend of mine, you know, big brother, I call him Big Brother OG Luther Vivas. He comes out, he's married, he's doing well, has a good job. You know, I have another friend of mine, Melvin, who comes out, he did things, you know. These people came out and they benefited themselves inside the system. So I'm not saying the system is where you need to go to improve yourself. Lord knows, I'm not advising that. But if you did take risk or something like that, be smart about it, because this game of life is very serious, but it can be fruitful if you play it right. And you one person that I tell you, sitting here talking, you know, I can see why you're a #1 seller, dog. I can honestly see that, honestly speaking. You know what I mean? I went, same night that I heard you come up here, I went research, checked it out. I was telling a friend of mine, I said, man, this dude got 6 best-selling novels. I gotta get him up here. But you know what? That comes from drive within. You're not the person that you are when you went in, and you definitely ain't the person that you are when you came out. You understand? And that don't mean that a person is bad because they go through hardship. You got people, what do you tell the man that's sitting in there like Todd, brother and mom, Todd Williams, who's sitting in there 19 years, who didn't do his crime? You understand? You know, so you don't have to be messed up to go through a system. They just had it on Dr. You got Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil just had a big thing where a girl accused a guy of rape. One guy was sitting on death row. Both of them exonerated. So what do you tell these people? It's just an unfortunate situation. You understand? And as long as you move forward from there, that's the better. Hey, Gabby, why don't you plug up and see what he, you know, what next thing? Oh, you know what? As a matter of fact, I got a Facebook. They want to know what date can they expect your movie. This is coming from Fontenay Mara. That's my daughter. She hit me up on Facebook. She's in Atlanta, so big shout out to Atlanta down there checking us in. You know what I mean?
You know, that's usually determined by this distribution, because you don't have a marketing machine. People just think you just
hold that mic up.
People just think you do something one day and it's dropped. You know, I learned big patience with that. Like, sometimes you do a book last year, and it's just not coming out this year because they want to get the marketing behind it. So I can't say what date, you know what I'm saying, it's up all to the distributor. When they feel the buzz is big enough for you to drop, nothing is, as you know in business, nothing is done by chance.
Yeah.
All the stuff is calculated, demographics, branding, all this stuff goes into, you know what I mean, this is how the big boys play.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying about that, man. Very stressful. It's very. They charge it for May, and you know, and
then again, that get pushed back.
You never know, but you got a couple of people, man, that was definitely like, you know, they hit me up on Facebook. Some of them was there, some of them I can't even pronounce the name, but you know, it's kind of interesting, man, that you know that you, like I said, that you don't even know, but when it does come out, it's gonna be fantastic. I guarantee you, because you're gonna love that Shannon Holmes kind of thing, because he give you that gully. You know what I mean?
That's what you got. When you got the resources of Hollywood, you gotta keep it real. The dialogue gotta be that much better.
Gabby, take it away.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Not next Saturday, people. We're gonna need you to tune in the following Saturday. I don't know who I've slated yet, but I will have somebody here, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. All right, it's gonna be at www.dbneb Live TV. We're gonna have something hot. I don't know who's coming in, but following up behind Shannon Holmes is going to be a mess. Don't forget, we don't have the date, but we do have a May target. We're hoping we can stick to this. That hard white, people. Put it on your calendar, hard white. We're looking for, hopefully, a summer premiere. We're looking for everybody to turn out and support. This is a man who supports his community, and we want to give the same thing back to him. Support. We need to show everybody else that this can be done. This can be done.
Oh, before we even close out, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody? Move back. Do you want to give shout outs to anybody? You know, I don't even care if it's your mother and father, because I got to thank them for even bringing you this, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I really keep a really close circle right now. You know what I'm saying? So I really just try to just lay low, man. You know what I'm saying? Just be in the house, man, and just hibernate, man. So it ain't really nobody.
He wants to shut out Coco.
The people I know, the people I love, they know I love them. I ain't gotta say that. You know what I'm saying? My actions speak for that. So, you know, we ain't going, because then people always go, well, you gave him a shout out, you didn't give me a shout out. Come on, man. Shout it to my head, not to my heart, man. Because, you know, I meant well, man. You know, so I kind of went away from that. Like, even in my books, I stopped giving shout outs because I've seen dudes that they said was on dust. And then the first time he sees me, yo, you didn't give me a shout out in your book. I was like, oh my God, they said you was on drugs, dog. How you remember that? That's what people remember, man. Everybody wants to be, you know, I like to shout out everybody I grew up with, everybody I ever met. And I like to shout out all good people because, you know, I believe that you're a combination of everybody you ever come across with. Whether good or bad, you take a piece of them with you. So, shout out to everybody for making me who I am.
Oh, and then there's one last question. I mean, you know, books somehow turn into novels, and they also turn into screenplays. I had one person that kind of wish you name unanimous, you know, but that's what it is. They on the Facebook at work or whatever, so that's what it is. So they don't want to get shout out because people be, you know, doing that stuff, but. They said, what about screenplays? Everybody's hearing about Tyler Perry taking movies back to the screen and doing plays and stuff. You know,
stage plays.
Yeah, stage plays and stuff. Do you think there's anything in the making like that?
I want to, like, you know, I want to do the Tyler Perry thing, man. I think, to me, I'm going to be the next Tyler Perry, the hood joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm aiming for with film, but Tyler Perry made his mark in stage first and then branched out the film. You know what I'm saying? So you got to prove these people that you get an audience. It's all about dollars. And you just got to prove that you can pack that house and fill them seats and get that notoriety. Once you get that notoriety, you can expand. People will invest dollars in you easily. Once they know you make money, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I plan to do that type of thing, but with film, you know what I mean? It's like, I got two loves right now, man. My first love is books. My second love is film. And it's like my first love got me, my first girlfriend got me ready for my second girlfriend. Because without my first girlfriend, you wouldn't even know who I am. You wouldn't even know my name. So, you know, I'm always going to be something. I'm on sabbatical right now, but I'm on the contract. So that's something, books are always going to be something near and dear to my heart because it's so personal. And always to me, books is like, writing books is like the ultimate test, man. It's the ultimate challenge. Me against myself. And I've always been my own worst enemy, man. God knows that. So just even getting accomplishment, writing a book, man, you know. And I can remember even writing that book in prison because I like to say in prison, anybody can be what they want to be, man. Right. And it's on the street. This is the ultimate test. You know what I'm saying? So in prison, I wrote a book, but in the street, I had distractions. Now, I went from a position I was, the lowest bottom of the barrel to, you know, getting to stand in the society. I got a nice car now, you know, children, whatever, you know, nice days, you know, that's when the discipline comes in. Mm-hmm. I got to stay inside the house today and write. It's a beautiful day. I wish I could be outside driving my car, but that's what it is, man. Discipline comes in. You got to, you know, just discipline yourself, man, and just think of the bigger picture because everybody wants to, I said, everybody going to be your friend when you up, man. Who going to be your friend when you down, man?
Man, I gotta say one thing too, man. I noticed, man, that like you said, man, coming up with new materials, man. You know, one Shannon Holmes project after another, man. I mean, it's like, do you find it hard to top some of your masterpieces, man?
I mean, I think every new book, like, man, is something different, man. Something totally different, whether the public knows it or not. It's a different challenge. Whether it's a sequel, like, you know, like right now, I'm halfway done with my sequel to my biggest book. But initially, I was scared to write that sequel, even though I left it open for me to write that sequel because it's hard to top. How do you top that? How do you top, you know, how does Michael Jordan top, you know, his 50-point performance? How does he top that? And it's always about entertainment, it's always about the next big thing. So, you know, you're initially scared and everything, but, you know, you gotta face your fears, man, you know. Ain't nothing between, there's nothing to do it, but to do it, man, you know. So, you know, I know never run out of ideas because as long as I'm 40 years old now, man, I lived a life. You can write a book on.
Did you have to say your age? Because I just told you we grew up together. Thank you this much. You're going to end there. I just told the world that we're childhood friends, and he's throwing his age out there.
It's a milestone for me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a milestone. That's how I look at every year that I get older, man. It's a milestone, man. I didn't have to be here, but I struggled through the oppositions to make it here, and I'm quite sure you feel the same, man. I'm sorry, Gabby. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm enjoying this. All right, well, we're gonna wrap up this session. We're gonna see you again, not this coming Saturday, the following Saturday. We're gonna have somebody on deck. Like I said, whoever's bold enough to walk into my lair. If you're an artist, new and upcoming, and you wanna come up to us, come up to the studio and be interviewed, www.dbneblive.tv.
DBNEB Music.
I'm sorry, dbnebmusic.com. Make sure you hit Shannon Holmes up. His books are still out there for sale. Be More Careful, Dirty Game, Bad Girls for Life, Never Go Home Again. Pick them up. They're must-haves.
Just do like I did and Google them, man.
Google him. He's all over the place.
Google that dude.
All over the place. You can't Google me. I'll say on the line.
You can Google DBNEB Music, though.
Which, by the way, we link KB and Shannon up, so you're gonna hear some of that 44-way music.
The whole circle. I was glad y'all pulled me into the whole circle.
This is family up here.
That was good move, man. I enjoy good people, man, from KB to Mustafa, man, and that's what's up. It's all about, comes from one person, that's Todd, man, and it's like, but it's like he's like the pyramid, but we all know him, and it's all good people, man.
That's
it. Well, we all got good common goals that when Big Brother Todd come home, the Imam, when he comes in, I'm going to tell you, man, I hope that, man, we can have this at a level, man, that he won't have to be scrutinized about, coming to work, getting a job, that we could be able to make this production thing going on. You know what I'm saying? And we make it pop, man.
That's the
you know what I'm saying?
Talking about providing something, maybe it might not be long term, but just something to bridge the gaps in between you getting a job where your PO ain't on your back.
That's right, man.
I always want to provide opportunity. That's the one thing I always wanted to do, man. And I had book companies, but they were in Ohio. I watched my partner hire and fire her whole staff, which was a family, and bring them back. And I always wanted that for my people.
Yeah.
We got it here. We got a family.
When you're in a position, man, of power, you gotta give back, man. You gotta stop feeding people that don't feed themselves, man.
Absolutely. Well, this is what we're doing. It between Shannon Holmes Media, between DBNEB Music, we are building brands. We are bridging gaps here. So I'm gonna need you to tune in. 2 more Saturdays. I'm gonna have somebody up here for you. Keep checking in on our live site. Mustafa blogs all the time, so as soon as we have somebody confirmed, you will know. You probably may know before I know, but you will know when we're going to get in on them, okay? All right, Mustafa, it's on you.
All right, man. Like I said, man, this is the first of many that's coming up, man. I'd like to thank, my camera person, Naya, for helping me out. It makes things easier. I like to include my staffing and stuff like that. Shaw, Big Shaw, Kevy Kev, J-Mo, people that help us put stuff together to make DBNEB and my pops, Scatterman, you know what I'm saying? Scatterman, without you, a lot of this would not be going down. Forever grateful, Pop. Love you. All right? And my father, Chico, and my mother. My mother and Miss Valentine upstairs, okay? Mama Millie, I gotta shout you out too, you know what I'm saying? Our mothers, DBNEB mothers. And I just want to say, man, like, we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you, okay? It's going to get better and better. Just stick with us and grow with us, and I guarantee you, man, you won't be disappointed. Finally, man, the internet is here for us to do real media stuff and bring you that raw TV, something that you can't get on regular TV. So tune in 2 weeks, man. DBNEB Music.
Can we close out with that hard white clip again? That's hard.
You want? Yeah. Let's go that hard white clip. Let's go that hard white clip, and then one video. Then after I'm out. But let me flash some of these things up in here, something like that. Dirty Game. Okay, I just want to show you like that. I'm gonna put some of the titles up in the books so that when y'all sitting up there looking, y'all know what to look at and y'all know what books it is. Okay, this is Dirty Game. Okay, we have here we got Bad Girls for Life. You got Be More Careful. Okay, Shannon Holmes and Never Come Home Again. Okay, and these are some of the things that you need to look for, man. We're gonna put you that little video footage that he brought to us, man, just to show you, man, once again a recap of what's gonna go down when this movie does come out. Believe that. The soundtrack is gonna be crazy too. I'm gonna make sure of that. Anything I could do, brother, I'm gonna help you with that. That's not a problem. Back to the joint. That's it, man. You turn mics off. Yeah, that's it. You can don't turn the camera off because that runs the feed. Man, Shannon, whoa, thank you, bro.
And I was like,
oh man, Mike, let me make sure.
I want that song though.
Huh?
I want that song.
Which one?
bosses.
Oh, the bosses?
And every day we hustle.
All right, why don't you take 10 minutes? You can go lunch. Okay, make sure you're back here by 7:30.
Another segment, right?
Yeah. Because you know I mix house too, so
Yeah.
I'm going around 8 o'clock. Coming soon at a theater near you, man.
I thought Shannon was like the easiest to interview because I know him and I'm comfortable with him. But it's hard to question somebody when you already know the answers.
Yeah. But I
you know what I mean? Like, if he was like, Jay, I could go with 1,000 questions because you don't know what's in the media. But when you know someone, you know how hard it is to because you're like, I know that.
It's very hard, but you gotta look at them with the I don't know you eyes and dig in. Huh? I gotta figure that out.
Smoked a little lie, headed to the double tree. Just wanted a quickie, yeah. Now she all strung out on me.
Can you hear it still? Oh, that's this kid Josh Brown, Josh Black. Yeah, he's an artist who's supposed to come up here and do it. So now what I'm doing is to show a couple artist videos. Yeah. I'm glad he did, man. You know what I mean? I like his music, man. But yo, you came up here and dropping some. This is raw, man. This is the kind of stuff I like, man. You know. Yeah, well, I mean, I won't, I gotta figure out how to do that. That's the next step. First on Ustream, you can just, yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, can you get internet on your phone and stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's your boy Alias, man. Feel me? Yeah. Let me see how I'ma do this, man. Something real light. Okay, let's go. Okay, first letter A, second letter L. I-A-S, I spits well. Yeah, no doubt, I get money. You making more than me, you's a dummy. All the women love me. From the north to the west to the east and down south, I get that cutting. I'm the best, I must confess. At the top where I'm at, can settle for less. Okay, no more playing. Time I start spraying. Same people chanting my name, hating. Man, they ain't saying much, cause once you slicing, they still lay guts like a Dutch. My middle name must be Ford. Why? Cause I'm built tough. Should get snuffed. Your dogs is crime investigators. You friends of McGruff? Rough. Yeah, I got 2 pits, one on each side, waiting for me to say, look at insides. Come on, you don't want beef with me. Oops, I got the heat with me. You don't want me, bring the leads with me. You need a few good men, at least 50, and that still won't help. I accomplished my goals, now I'ma light up like Phelps. Yeah, yes, the in the air. It's amazing to have your mind clear. Sour and scarce to have you with no fears. What about dust? Man, out of here. Instrumentals like I rip him too easy. Ain't no BX rappers, the game needs me. Summer Jam 2010, I'm in there till then I'm out.
Yo, my nigga, make them know set. From them violate, we have the chrome tech.